How you doing, and welcome to my channel, guys. Now today you can see I'm taking a look at the Deadpool from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Posed quite well, if you ask me. I do like that pose. That's generally how I pose them. But more importantly, what I'm actually showcasing today is the Present Toys Wade Wilson head sculpt that's recently been released. Just looking at the box there, you can see that's a nice little box, and I am going to repurpose that for some reason or another. But having a look at the head sculpt here, just a quick look before we get it on the body. Looks really well at first impressions. Looks really well. Looks just like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool and Wolverine. And the paint and the mold and everything just looks absolutely fantastic. So moving on, we will try and get it onto the head sculpt. First issue, guys, immediately trying to get this peg off is very difficult. It's not a case of just pulling it off. It is proving very difficult to get off. The head sculpt obviously came off quite easily, but just getting this neck piece off is proven very difficult. So I'm gonna have to do something about that, so I shall be back when I get this off. Okay, finally got this neck piece off. Not easy to get off at all. I almost gave up, to be quite honest. It took me quite a bit of time to get this off, and what I ended up doing was immersing it in boiling hot water up to about there without getting any other parts of it wet or risking damaging any other parts of it, and just left it sitting in this boiling hot water for about 10 minutes to soften things up to get it to pop off. Then I ended up having to put a towel around it. I couldn't pull it off by hand. Maybe there's some people out there stronger than me that could pop it off, but I ended up putting a towel around it, getting pliers on the top and popping it off that way, but very difficult to do. So let's see how this head sculpt looks on the figure itself. Let's get it on. And here we go. There we have it on the figure. Immediately it looks better than I expected, to be quite honest with you. It looks really well. Yeah, first impressions absolutely fantastic, but let's get it a little bit closer. I'll just get zoomed in and let this get a little bit closer. And here we have it here on the figure itself. Really close, as close as I can get it, so we can have a look at the details, and I have to say it looks really well. I am quite impressed. I think it does look like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. It really does look like him. I'm more impressed than I initially thought I was going to be. I am going to use a sword as a pointer. You can see the furrowed brow that he has there, the intense look that he has that they've put on the sculpt. You can see all the little details of the burned effect and the ridges and the sections of burn, or is it burn? It is burn, isn't it? It's the mutation, let's say mutation. But it looks really well. Just having a look at the side profile there, I think that is pretty spot on for a side profile for Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson. Just looking at the details, like I said, all the relief in it and the texture of the skin is really spot on. Little seam line running down there. I'm not sure if that's picking up on camera, but there is a slight little seam line running down the center of the head. It's not too bad. It's not a deal breaker, but it is there. Just moving it around to the back, and you can see that the texture and the scarring continues all the way around to the back. Now it does soften a little bit at the top of the head and around the back. It's not as as defined, especially at the top. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a really good effect. It's a bit smoother at the top, and just moving down, you can see the way the shadows there at the bottom, and you can see the shape of his neck, or the muscles in his neck just coming down either side. Looks really well. I'm really impressed with this. I'm really impressed. I'm quite happy I spent the money on this. Now I am getting the newer battling version of him, so I'm not sure what I'll use this head sculpt for. I might do a casual Kit Bash Wade Wilson in the green hoodie, in the movie, the green zip-up hoodie that he wears. And yeah, I might do that with this head sculpt. But again, side profile looks fantastic. You can see the shape of the cheeks there and the texture in the skin. Just moving back around to the front there. Again, just every time I look at it, it's really, really, really good. If you pull it back like that, if you do them looking, if you pose them looking up, unfortunately, there is just a little bit, just let me get that back. You just do get a little bit of exposure here in the end of the sculpt where, where the sculpt ends, which is, it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't be posing looking up like that anyway. So once you put it, at a neutral, position, it's absolutely fine. But I'm just going to pull it back for the moment just so we can get a bit more detail in. Look at that, guys. That looks really, really good for Ryan Reynolds. That's Ryan Reynolds' nose all day long. That's his lips all day long. And just the little scarring there on the chin is on point, and the definition in the cheeks there looks, and just under the eye, just looks pretty spot on to me. Do I recommend this head sculpt? I absolutely do recommend this head sculpt. It's cheap enough. It's not going to break the bank. If you're not getting the battling version, the newer battling version of them, I think this is absolutely an option for you. I can see the Hot Toys one being better, obviously, but I honestly don't know how Hot Toys are going to make it much better than this. The color again is quite accurate. I know there's a lot of light on it on camera there. It's a little bit darker. If I can get it a little bit darker, that really kind of darkens it a bit too much, but that's closer. That's actually closer to how it looks in hand. I'm just going to give it another spin while it's in that light. Trying to, show you from every angle again, guys, under that light. And I'll just go around to the back real quick. And you can kind of see a bit more of the lighter tones in the head sculpts there with that, more natural kind of light on it. But I really can't get over how well this looks for I think I paid about 50 euro for it. You absolutely positively can't go wrong with this head sculpt if you're not getting the newer battling version of them. And it has been reissued. It is up for pre-order at the moment as of this video going up. It is back up for pre-order. I think KG Hobby have it. I ordered it from KG Hobby. I think 16 Kit might have it also. But I ordered mine from KG Hobby. So there you have it, guys. There it is. I'm just going to put up a few images. Actually, just reiterate, getting this part off is exceptionally difficult. If you're not one for struggling to get pieces off, if you fancy struggling to get that piece off, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're willing to have a go at getting that neck piece off, then I totally recommend this figure, or head sculpt, should I say. But there you go, guys. That's it. I'm going to stick up some images of it now, and thanks for watching, and please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button and help to grow the channel a bit more. Thank you very much, and take care.